On March 30th, 2020, inside an Amazon warehouse in Staten Island, New York, a group of workers walked out during their shift, raising concerns about COVID-19 safety conditions as the virus began spreading rapidly across the United States. And one of the workers involved in organizing that protest was Chris Smalls, who said at the time that the company was not doing enough to protect employees, which led to a situation that quickly gained national attention after Amazon terminated him, stating that he had violated quarantine guidelines, while critics, including several lawmakers, questioned the decision and brought more visibility to working conditions inside Amazon's fulfillment centers. That moment marked a shift in how the public viewed Amazon's warehouse system, because for years, the company had been recognized primarily for its efficiency, its logistics network, and its ability to deliver products at speeds that few competitors could match, but far less attention had been given to the structure of the work inside those facilities and the systems used to maintain that level of performance at scale. And inside Amazon warehouses, work is heavily guided by data and tracking systems that measure productivity in real time, including how quickly items are picked, scanned, and packed. And while Amazon has consistently stated that these systems are designed to improve efficiency and streamline operations, some workers and labor organizations have argued that the pace required to meet those targets can be difficult to sustain over long shifts, particularly when combined with physically repetitive tasks. According to data referenced in reports from organizations such as the Strategic Organizing Center, certain Amazon facilities have shown higher rates of workplace injuries compared to industry averages, particularly involving musculoskeletal strain from repetitive motion, although Amazon has pushed back on those findings, stating that it records injuries more thoroughly than many other companies and has invested significant resources into safety improvements, including automation technology, training programs, and redesigned workflows intended to reduce physical strain on employees. At the same time, investigations conducted by major publications like the New York Times and the Washington Post have documented worker experiences inside Amazon warehouses, including accounts of strict productivity monitoring systems and limited tolerance for what the company defines as time-off task, which refers to periods when employees are not actively engaged in scanning or moving items, although Amazon maintains that these systems are necessary to operate efficiently at the scale required to meet customer demand. As online shopping demand increased significantly during the pandemic, Amazon expanded its workforce by hiring hundreds of thousands of additional employees, while also accelerating the pace of its logistics operations, which strengthened its position as a dominant force in global e-commerce, but also brought increased scrutiny from regulators, labor groups, and lawmakers who began examining whether existing workplace standards were sufficient for this type of high-speed, data-driven environment. In 2022, that scrutiny reached a new level when workers at the JFK 8 Fulfillment Center in Staten Island voted to form the first successful Amazon union in the United States, an effort led by the Amazon Labor Union, which was organized independently by current and former workers rather than a large national labor organization, marking a significant development in how labor movements were forming within one of the largest companies in the world. Following that vote, federal agencies, including the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, conducted additional inspections at Amazon facilities, and in 2023, the U.S. Department of Justice opened a civil investigation into workplace safety practices, focusing in part on whether productivity expectations could contribute to injury risks, while Amazon continued to emphasize that it prioritizes employee safety and has invested billions of dollars into improving working conditions across its network. At the same time, new legislation began to emerge at the state level, including California's Assembly Bill 701, which requires companies to disclose productivity quotas to workers and prohibits quotas that interfere with legally required breaks or safety measures, reflecting a broader shift toward regulating how modern warehouse work is structured in response to the scale and speed of companies like Amazon. What makes this situation more complex is that Amazon's system continues to perform extremely well from a consumer standpoint, offering fast and reliable delivery that millions of people rely on every day, which creates an ongoing tension between efficiency and working conditions that has not yet been fully resolved, especially as other companies begin adopting similar logistics mode. But the warehouse criticism did not end with one protest, one union vote, or one investigation, because the issue extended beyond any single facility. Amazon had built one of the most advanced logistics systems in the world, and that system worked because every second inside the warehouse mattered, with packages moving through a process that depended on speed, coordination, and constant tracking. To Amazon, the system represented efficiency and innovation, but to critics, it raised questions about how that level of performance was maintained and what it required from the people working inside it. That debate became more serious when federal regulators began examining the physical demands of warehouse work. In 2023, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, said inspections at several Amazon facilities identified ergonomic risks related to lifting, bending, twisting, and repetitive motion, all of which can contribute to injury if not properly managed. At the same time, labor groups pointed to injury data as evidence that the issue might be structural. A report from the Strategic Organizing Center found that in 2022, Amazon warehouses had a serious injury rate of 6.6 per 100 workers, compared to 3.2 per 100 workers at non-Amazon warehouses. While Amazon has disputed these comparisons and said it tracks injuries more comprehensively than many other companies and continues investing in safety improvements. The debate also moved into law. California passed Assembly Bill 701, which requires certain warehouse employers to disclose productivity quotas and prohibits quotas that interfere with legally required breaks or safety practices.
In California, now the first state to target production quotas, a new law signed by Governor Gavin Newsom takes aim at labor practices in warehouses, and it could really deliver the biggest impact to Amazon.
At the same time, the union story continued developing. On April 1st, 2022, workers at the JFK 8 Fulfillment Center in Staten Island voted to form the first successful Amazon union in the United States, an effort led by the Amazon Labor Union and organized by current and former workers. The result marked a major moment because it showed that organizing efforts were possible inside a company that had historically resisted unionization, although the process after the vote involved ongoing legal disputes and discussions over recognition and bargaining. What makes the situation more complex is that Amazon's system continues to perform extremely well from a consumer perspective, offering fast and reliable delivery that millions of people rely on every day. That creates a tension between efficiency and working conditions because the demand for speed does not slow down, and companies have to design systems capable of meeting those expectations at scale. As a result, other retailers and logistics companies have begun adopting similar models, investing in automation, data tracking, and warehouse optimization systems in order to compete. These systems rely on real-time data and highly coordinated workflows, which means the broader conversation is no longer just about Amazon, but about how modern warehouse work is being structured across the industry. Automation is a key part of that shift. Amazon has introduced robotics that can move shelves, assist with picking, and reduce the need for long-distance walking, and the company has said these technologies are designed to improve safety and efficiency. At the same time, some researchers and labor groups have suggested that automation can increase the pace of operations depending on how the systems are implemented. And that is where the story reaches its conclusion, not with a single answer, but with a broader question about what is being built. Amazon proved that speed and convenience could become a defining advantage, but the criticism around its warehouses shows that every system has trade-offs, especially at scale. For Amazon, the challenge is to maintain the speed customers expect while addressing ongoing concerns about safety, quotas, and workplace conditions. For workers, the challenge is to ensure that the systems they operate continue to evolve in ways that are sustainable and fair. And for the industry, the question is how to balance efficiency with long-term responsibility as technology continues to reshape work. Because in the end, this is not just a story about one company. It is a story about the future of work in a system where everything is measured, everything is optimized, and the outcome depends on how those systems are designed and how the people inside them are supported as they continue to evolve.